Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're watching this on the WeTube, then my name is Zarius, but I am soberly known as X3. I make wrestling content over on YouTube with now 6,000 subscribers on my channel, so that's kind of dope.
The homie Hoodfoot had the full body do-rag on! He had a full body do-rag on in a wrestling show. The drip is there. It's like, it was the fucking fat, it was the... Bro, the suede full body do-rag!
I also was making rounds on TikTok. I have about 3.4 thousand over on TikTok, and I have almost 11,000 followers on Twitter. So I'm pretty active in the wrestling community, but the cannabis community, I didn't even know I could do that. On YouTube, I am also known as Zari High Life. So, but this will be the first time the WeTube will see your boy. Unless you're like, oh, I recognize this guy. If you're watching this on YouTube, I just got one question. What comes before me? Hey, it's kind of early in the morning, but listen, we are in a content house. I just heard the homie Dog recording, so I got inspired to record. So this past week, I was in the hospital, so I'm also kind of slowing down on the smoking a little bit because I had an abscess in my throat. I don't want to get into the details because I did in my previous video on my main channel, and there's some discussing details. Doctor did tell me to not smoke at least for a month or when I feel comfortable, and I kind of felt comfortable last night. However, one extra hit sent me to the moon. I couldn't feel my body. Like, you ever, like, a lot of people have those highs where you're just like, damn, I kind of got up there just a little bit. Normally when I take edibles, the first time I get an edible, I'm like, ooh, this is a nice edible, and I eat it. It's always I eat the most where I shouldn't, like they're like, hey, cut it in half, and I'm like, oh, you said in half. And I get up there and I don't come down until like 6 in the morning. So those for me are like bad highs. You get panic attacks, you get anxiety. So I'm gonna show you 5 ways to come down from your bad high. Number 1 for me is to get comfortable. Know where you are. So like, it is always important to remember. Like, I love that quote. I read it in The Secret, but it applies to a lot of different situations. When I get too high, I try to like remember things. Like, I'm trying to like give myself maybe trivia or like do something that kind of makes you comfortable. Like, know that you're like if you're at a party or somewhere, try to go to someone's room, like trying to like, yo bro, can I lay down a little bit? Like, let me just get comfortable. Normally when you get comfortable, the things you do the most, like you scroll Twitter, you try to get back to yourself. Like, you feel comfortable, you're trying to get grounded. Because listen, if you ever get too high, you lose control of your thoughts, your body, you start panicking, and that shit is crazy. So it is always important to get comfortable. For me, getting comfortable is like putting in my AirPods, listening to a few of the songs in the Zari High radio playlist, aka, you know what I'm saying? I'll drop the Spotify link in the playlist below. There's like 400 songs, different there is like some Sada Baby, High School Musical, motherfucking like, there's like hard rap, some rock, some fucking bangers from like Ariana Grande. Like, there is, it goes everywhere. Like, one, you could be listening to Fat Man Scoop, and then the next song could be like a fucking Juice WRLD song going into like some murder shit from Waka into High School Musical. Like, it's great. It's a great experience. It's like a Royal Rumble for music. Number 2, eat or drink some. Like, now, more importantly, keep that wild on you. Now, every smoke session, I always fill the Contigo. What is this? How many ounces? Like 24, 20, it's like 24 ounces. It stays cold for 28 hours, bro. You always have your water because dehydration will lead to bad highs all the time. It is not good to smoke on an empty stomach. Like, I understand the munchies. No, you need to, well, at least hydrate. Like, at least be at a comfortable hunger level. Like, you're like, ooh, I could eat, you know what I'm saying? Like, but do not go fucking thirsty, dry mouth, no food, and you out here start smoking the shit, because you're gonna fuck yourself up. That is not okay. Time I smoked a limoncello cart, and that is a hybrid, and I was out walking, because normally I go on, like, when I go walks, or when I go on walks, sometimes I used to take my pen with me, and I just enjoy nature, you feel me? Like, yeah, like, I will rip the pen a few times, and I'll be high as shit just walking down the street vibing. That's how I kind of put together the playlist. But one day I was on limoncello and I didn't have my water with me, so like dehydration effects started kicking in, and I started like panicking a little bit, and it gave me over emotions because I had a great idea and I had like a complete fucking meltdown. I was like, oh my god, I have the greatest idea in the fucking world, and I'm just like teary-eyed, and I was just high as shit. it was weird, and I had to lay down. So I had to eat or drink some. You know, I drank some water. You know, I came back down. I was like, you know, I don't know what the fuck I was on, but I still had that good idea. Like people thought I was tripping. They was like, oh, you just like, no, that good idea was like, I still have it in my notes. Remember to remember, even if you're vibing and you're like high as shit and you get a good idea, you better come back down for a good 2-3 seconds, and you better write that motherfucker down, cause that I still have it in there. It's gonna happen. Trust me. Number 3 for me personally is to move around. Now, sometimes you lose feeling in your body. I know this sounds a lot scarier than what it is, but it's all up top. Okay, trust me, you will be fine. Listen, when you get too high, your panic, it's more of just your thoughts taking over. And since you're high as shit, everything is like more like in your face. If you like, ow, I bumped my elbow, like, damn, is my elbow broke? Oh my God. Like, you're just going, you gonna be on some goofy shit, but it's still panicky. So normally if you do get too high and you want to like, you're just like kind of stuck trying to fake yourself back down, don't do that. Honestly, what I do, I just start like, your body will have to move around. Get up, just start kind of pacing a little bit. Like, don't do that nervous pace where people get worried about you. Just kind of walk around. Yeah, like, yo, you good? I'm good, bro. Let me just, like, you might just start dancing, bro. Like yesterday, I couldn't feel my whole body. Like, it was maybe because I was cold, and I was just like, I don't know, but like, it wasn't like when you touch me, I'm like tingling. It was literally like, I was just like, I don't know if I'm actually holding this, so I'm gonna just cradle my like basically last night we were all in the kitchen, and this is where the normal smoke session happens. I was over here like trying to come down. Like, I wasn't like uncomfortably high, but I was like, oh wow, I'm fucking smacked. So I went to look for my Contigo. I'm like, where is my bottle? And Dog's like, it's over there. I was like, where? And I'm looking, I was like, oh no. So I had to navigate through like 3 people over here. I'm like, is my bottle of water over here? Like, I'm like nervous as hell, and I'm like trying not to drop it. Like, like normally being high just feels like trying to play a video game in front of the whole world, but the whole world is just your brain cells. That's what it feels like to me. There is so much pressure on doing normal shit. Like, a couple days ago, I went down to refill this, and Sai's roommate was watching anime, and I thought I was being the loudest I've ever been in my fucking life. Turns out he didn't even realize I was down there. He was also high too. But like, I was down there, and I was like scooping up the ice. It's like, ping, ding, 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 ding. I was like, oh my God. Then I go over here, I'm stepping the floor, like there's just every loud noise I thought was happening. Sometimes like these highs sound scary, but they make for great stories. Like, I have great edible stories because every time I take an edible, I get one of those like fucking spiritual mental breakthrough highs. Like, I'm like, damn, just burn off some energy. Your body's gonna need to move around. You're gonna get that feeling back. You know, don't do some stupid shit to other people, like, cause you're not obviously you might DDT somebody on accident. I don't know you know? Number 4, I was waiting to get to this. Taking a shower 9 times out of 10 is one of the easiest ways to come down from one of those bad. Let me tell you why. Once in 2019, this is back when I was still like a real rookie when smoking. Like, I hit like a joint, and I was like, okay. And I heard about an edible. Now, my uncle gave me an edible that shit was, bro. So I'm not gonna tell you the stats because I'm like, what the fuck? But basically, the instructions was, because it was a gummy, I had to take a piece of the gummy, right, out the freezer, let it thaw. Already, you know I'm about to be high as fuck. I was supposed to cut the gummy in half, move it to the side, and then cut the half in half, and then take the little piece. I missed one step. I cut that bitch in half and ate the whole half. Now, I was high as a like, bro, I was up there. Like, it was ridiculous. I had my first panic attack in my life right there. And then I had 2 more instantly. So this was a long night. Long story short, my uncle told me if I do get too high to take a cold shower. And I was like, Joe, I'm like shivering and shit. I'm like, came up like, Joe, I need to take a cold shower. And he's like, okay. So he helps me to the shower, and I'm just in my boxers in the cold shower in front of one of my best friends. A very embarrassing moment, but it'll take you back to reality. It's like, boom, you're like in the shower, just like, yeah, I did that, huh? And then while I was in the shower, my dad comes home from work. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, we're drying off. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that shit again. And I hear side door. I'm like, oh no. Explain to my dad that I knew my issue. Here's the problem. I knew what I did wrong in the shower. I was like, I know what happened. He's like, well, I was like, I was supposed to cut it one more time. And they're like, oh, X, you never spoke. I'm like, damn, everybody don't yell at me. I know it. This is on me. Let me, you feel me? I know, okay? Relax. Last but not least, Old Faithful, the method to come down from a bad high. Simple. Sleep it off. If you are smoking some indica dominant shit, or you got an indica dominant edible and you trying to fight off that sleep, you're most likely going to get more paranoia effects. Your bad high will be a little worse if you are trying to fight that sleep. I'm telling you right now, do any of these other ones in the list first. If that does not help, you will have a good night's sleep. Sleep that shit off. Someone who really fight off sleep a lot. I suffer from insomnia I don't have that quirky fucking, hey, I have insomnia. No, I have a genuine sleep problem. I do not know what's wrong with me. Trust me when I tell you, you are going to want to sleep that shit off. A few days ago, I got an edible. Bro, this week alone, I had 3 bad highs. So I'm pretty sure I was supposed to make this video for y'all. I had an MKX edible. That is some strong shit. Something told me to just rip it in half, but I'm like, this is a little piece. And my girl's like, yeah, take it, you'll be fine. I'm like, okay, but I'm already off this Fruity Pebble edible that I had earlier. I popped that bitch. I'm like, this is muy bien. Man. Basically, long story short, you ever had one of those mental breakthroughs of the trauma or PTSD you ever had in your childhood? This is like nothing. I was in a car accident in 8th grade, and I was in the car still off of this edible, and I'm like weary because earlier in the day while I'm high, Sai mentioned the fact that I don't drive. Someone mentioned the fact that I don't drive and shit, and they're like, oh, he's just scared of cars or some shit. It kind of hurt because they didn't know the full story. They were just, Sai knew the story, but she didn't think it affected me this bad. But I was in the car and someone slammed on the brakes, so she did this. And when the motion did this, it sent my whole brain, literally, I understand. Trust me, I understand now. The term triggered is fucking annoying. When white kids who troll people use the term triggered, it's fucking irritating because I know what a trigger actually feels like from just being around my girlfriend because she has PTSD from things. But me, the break triggered the fucking memory. That bitch had an achievement and I was like, bing, achievement unlocked. It's rewind time. And I literally leaned up, fucking did one of these and just started bawling my eyes out because I got sent back to the car accident and I was in an 8th grade. Fuck, I was freaked the fuck out. And I'm like, that kind of makes sense on why I walk so much is because I don't I enjoy car rides, but I never wanted to drive a car because I didn't want to put someone else in that situation. You feel me? There was always I was nervous about car accidents. And in my childhood, my godmom passed away from a car accident and I was too young to understand what was going on. So when my mom and my whole family is crying and shit because of my aunt being lost. This happened a few days before Christmas, by the way. I remember this so clearly because I was in fucking kindergarten and everyone in the fucking house is just crying and just sad as shit. I'm like, what is happening? And they're like, yeah, your aunt passed away. I'm like, well, I don't get it. But I've seen I just really fucking hate car accidents. So when I was in that car, it triggered my fucking memory of the car accident I was in with my boy Jeff, where I was okay physically, but his parents weren't okay. They had to go to the hospital and shit like that. So it scared me. And from years, literally that whole year after that, I didn't like riding in cars in general. I was very nervous every time I felt the brake check. I would tense up. So some of these highs you will be grateful for some of these highs. You will know it's okay to get too high sometimes. It'll be okay. I promise you it is fine. Keep it off and do it again the next day. There is a stigma between weed and drunk. When people tell you drunk stories, they're like, oh, that was funny. So I got so drunk, I did this, or I did this, I was blackout drunk. But whenever you tell I got too high story, they go, oh no, you need to be careful. You need to slow down. You need to stop doing that. It's the same fucking concept, bro. I'm fine. A nigga was just high as fuck. Or getting high as shit more than drunk. Because when you wake up in the morning high as shit, you're like, damn, I was high as hell. I remember pretty much a lot of the shit that we did. Like, you will forget some things, but then you're like, oh, I remember now. But being drunk, you wake up with a headache, you're dry heaving, you have a hangover like a bitch. You feel, no, I'm joking. You have the hangover. Like getting drunk is a fucking horrible process because alcohol tastes like ass. It burns going down. But with smoking weed, you can just hit the bong with some ice in it. You like, ooh, that was cool. You vibing all night. Like, alcohol, you motherfuckers be fighting and shit, just, you know, wilding. Like, the stigma behind weed that was been created for so long is so annoying because there's just a double standard, bro. Like, it's the same concept of a nigga going, hey man, I got way too drunk last night, bro. I need, like, there's fucking tips and tricks on how to sober up and shit like that. But when you tell a story about you getting too high, people get that fucking instant concern. Oh no, you need to stop, bro. That's real serious. Like, bro, stop it. Like, we know what we're doing sometimes. Like, you could easily be like, yeah, I got way too high, but like, that shit was fun though. Like, but motherfuckers be blackout drunk and don't even remember shit. You gotta like go, like, what did I do last night? Oh, what? You fucking punched a motherfucking old lady in the face at the bar. Like, niggas be tripping off of alcohol and like wilding and shit, and everybody hear those stories like, oh yeah, that was funny as hell, let's go do that. But when you tell them like, yeah, I got too high, they want to just be like, yeah, you should probably not do that anymore. Like, that's fucking bullshit to me. That's just me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope these tips will help. I'm sorry I do tend to ramble a little bit, but that's just me. You feel me? It do be like that sometimes. But if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the WeedTube channel to see the Zary High Life content early, or there will be exclusive videos over here on the WeedTube. But also, there will be exclusive videos on my YouTube. So be sure to be following me on both. Turn on notifications. You do not want to miss my content. Also, follow me on my actual main shit, X304Es, if you love wrestling, or if you just like me as a person. My Twitter is fucking hilarious because all I do is tweet what's on my mind, and nobody's gonna beat my ass for it. So, you feel me? So short of support, I'll leave up my links in the description box below. I have new t-shirts coming. The pre-orders end on the 27th, so be sure to go get your Sativa 420 shirts, your Indica 420 shirts, inspired by the man himself, Steve Austin. Oh, hell yeah. Listen, I'm Stone Blowed, Zary High Life, Stone Blowed, Steve Austin. I have a lot of weed wrestling names. Be sure to go support your boy. Other than that, until then, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully these tips helped you out. Comment down below a tip that you find helpful for coming down from a bad high, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah, dig.